Thank you so much for joining me in this series about my healing journey after the loss of my daughter Cynthia. I'm creating this series because I want you to know that no matter what you are suffering from, that there is a way out. I was in the depth of despair, living my worst nightmare, feeling overwhelming grief, sadness, and guilt, but I learned how to climb out of there and not only climb out, but reach the top of the mountain and become the highest version of myself, authentic, living from the heart. And I want you to know that whatever you are suffering from, there is a way out for you too, and you deserve healing. Now, in my previous video, I talked about near-death experiences, and this one is gonna be a little bit more about meditation and how that helped me. And I learned about meditation quite early on already. I tried to do meditations, but I always had these periods that I was doing it and then I stopped it. It was like that, like all about spirituality. Then I was reading the book of The Secret in my past, and I was reading a book from Eckhart Tolle, and I loved it and I was into it, and then I completely went back into my old personality, and it would go like that, like all of my life. Now, my partner, Jorge, the father of Cynthia and Juliet, he had the most amazing idea of inviting his meditation teacher that had helped him so much when he lived in the Netherlands. And he was the meditation teacher of him and his ex-wife. And fly her to Aruba for her to stay a couple months with us. Now, Jorge was organizing walking tours for tourists on the island. Beautiful walking tours, amazing. He's still hosting those. And then Niranjani, the meditation teacher, was helping him doing the guided meditation for the tourists. Now, I was a different version of me back then, and I was not open-minded. I was very judgmental, and my first feeling about this was yuck. The meditation teacher of Jorge and his ex. And I was like, I was not really open. Like, okay, just bring her here so you can spend time with her and you can do those meditation tours with her. And I was really close-minded. Now, she came, and everything in the universe is trying to guide you back into your heart after you have been through tremendous suffering. Now, what I didn't realize is when Niranjani came to Aruba, it turned out that Jorge was so busy with different projects that he wasn't able to organize a lot of the walking tours with Niranjani as the meditation guide. So instead, I was spending a lot of time with her, and I am forever grateful for that time that I had with her, because I had so many questions and she had so many answers for me. And there were two things that she taught me that I still use every day in my life, and that can help you as well, and I'm gonna share those with you. So the very first thing was really starting a meditation practice, learning how to go within. I thought that I didn't know how to meditate, because when I go and sit still, my mind just comes up with so many thoughts about my problems, about the sadness. It would all the time come back into my mind. And Niranjani, she would explain it like, that is your monkey mind. Your mind is like a monkey trying to hang on to branches. Those branches are all the different thoughts, and that monkey doesn't like to just sit around, and he's just climbing everywhere trying to hold on to all those branches, all of those thoughts. But that is the monkey mind, and just let it. Something she would also say is, you are the sky and your thoughts are the clouds. It is okay that they are there. It's very natural. Just let them fly by, and each time you become aware that one of those thoughts had taken you with it, then just when you become aware, let it go again. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Like doing meditation and becoming aware of your breath and not letting your thoughts take you with them. It is like a muscle that you need to train. So if you just start, it is like there's a dark room because you never meditated before, and all of a sudden you turn on the light in that dark room that hasn't been on since forever. There's spider webs everywhere, there's boxes of junk everywhere, and all of a sudden now you're aware of this. It's like an addict with stuff from all of your lifetime like stuck up there, and now you're aware of it. But this is the time that everything slowly becomes organized, the more time you spend in that space with the light on. Now, one amazing meditation that I had with her, because I started organizing meditations for the parents of my daycare, because I was struggling with grief and sadness, but everybody is struggling with something in their life. So I figured I want to share this knowledge and these beautiful guided meditations of Niranjani with whoever needs it. So I started organizing these meditations in my daycare in the evening for the parents of my daycare. And one of the meditations, she was guiding it, and all of a sudden, this rush of energy started coming up and filling my heart, and it felt like a flood of, it felt like gold, but fluid gold, and it started filling up my heart with unconditional love, and it started pouring out of me, and I felt like unconditional love. It was so beautiful, and that made me realize that no matter what you are going through, if you go within, there is this place that you can find that is just filled with unconditional love. And what I came to realize later is that same void, that same source of unconditional love, where people who have a near-death experience go, where people who pass away go. For a moment, I connected with God, love, source, and forever I take this with me, knowing that if I sit still, if I go within, if I let go of my body, of the space where I am, if I let go of time, if I let go of my thoughts, I am able to go back into source, into that feeling of unconditional love. And the more times you do that, the more you are creating a loving, healing energy in your life, breaking free from all of the thoughts, all of the sadness, all of the suffering, and bringing more of that unconditional love and beauty back into your life. Now, the second thing that she had taught me was about making a U-turn. I remember it so clearly, so beautiful. Because in our environment are a lot of situations, like when you have to go to work and you cannot find your key, or that other person that treated you bad, or each time something is triggering you, you have to make a U-turn. Because I like to point my finger. I have this employee and she's treating me bad, and because she treats me bad, that is why I feel like this, and she does this, or Jorge hasn't done this and that is why I feel like this, or like everything in my environment, I would give the blame for my own negative emotions. But she taught me how to take responsibility and know that whatever happens outside of you, use it as a mirror. Make a U-turn. Instead of pointing your finger out, that is the cause of why I'm feeling like that, take it back in. Oh, you know what? Because if you are in your power, if you are in your strength, and somebody else out there is judging you, is treating you bad, is talking ugly about you, if you're in your power, you would just say that person is very unconscious, because somebody who is in the loving essence would never be so judgmental or say such ugly things. I mean, only hurt people. So you would just let it go, because we all make mistakes, and you can own up for your mistake. Yeah, I did that, and that was wrong, and I apologize for that already, or I want to apologize for that. That is being in your power. Maybe you didn't do anything wrong. Then you can say, you know what, that person is judging me, and that is on them, because I know the truth, and what they're saying is not the truth about me, so I'm just gonna let it go. Because when you start judging somebody else, it's like wanting to poison somebody else, but actually taking the poison yourself, because those negative emotions can become very addictive. So if somebody is constantly treating you bad, use it, make the U-turn and say, why am I spending so much time with a so-called friend or partner or family member that is constantly bringing me down? Why do I accept that? Am I maybe a people pleaser? Like, what is going on? And you take back that power. You say, okay, actually, why did I end up in this situation? Like, why am I so frustrated with that other person? Sometimes we like to keep the peace, and that is why we hold on to a lot of like small things that somebody else does, and we don't say anything about it. But those small things over time build up, build up, and build up. Or maybe we're just afraid to say something about it, and then you get so frustrated with that person. And it's not that one little thing that they did, it's actually that whole buildup of you never speaking your mind. Sometimes you have to come up for yourself. If something makes you feel awkward, somebody says something, and in your stomach you feel like, that didn't feel really nice, but you don't say anything about it, and then it happens again and happens again, and then you start thinking about that person in a very, very negative way, and you start thinking about the situation with that person all the time, over and over, poisoning yourself. Not only that first interaction with that person, but also afterwards, when you keep thinking about it, feeling bothered about it, you keep poisoning yourself. So make a U-turn. Why did I accept that? Why didn't I say something about it the next time? And how am I going to change? Next time, I'm gonna set my boundaries. I do not accept this behavior, blah, 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 blah. Maybe you all the time notice you're going to a job that is very unfulfilling, and then you give the blame to the job, the blame to the employees, the blame to your boss, or whatever it is. But actually, why are you still working there? Do you not have enough faith in yourself, in the universe, that you actually can make maybe the same amount of money somewhere else, maybe more money? Are you insecure? Are you afraid of the insecurity of the unknown that is going to happen? Is that why you're staying stuck there? Like, the U-turn is bringing it back to yourself. Like, okay, how did I end up in this situation? Why am I in this place? Why am I here at this point of time in my life? Why am I surrounded with these kind of people? Why? And then you'll find out that each situation outside of you triggers a belief inside of yourself that is not serving you. Maybe somebody invites you, you know what, I really learned a lot from you. Could you maybe come and spend some time with me and my friends? And like, you're like, no, I don't want to. But actually, it would be a great opportunity. But because in your past, you had a bad experience with maybe giving a presentation in school or whatever it is. Maybe sometimes when you were very small, somebody laughed at you and that made you really feel really insecure. So your past and the beliefs that you ended up from past situations block you from beautiful experiences in your future. And it is for you to find those beliefs inside of you. Many of those are actually unconscious, but there's ways how to release that as well. But that's going to be another video about trauma release. If you want to know more about making a U-turn, doing mirror work, doing shadow work, learning how you can meditate, how you can quiet your monkey mind, how you can reach that void, that place of source and unconditional love, I have created a course about healing grief and also a course about my awakening. And this is all available in my membership, specifically created for bereaved parents to find healing and to become the best version of yourself. There are more than 50 chapters with everything that you need to know. Something that I have not created in a couple of months, but something that took me 4 years to create. It is amazing. It is transformational. It is life-changing, and I cannot wait for you to join in, because this membership is only for bereaved parents who are ready to become that best version of themselves, to honor their child. And that is not by neglecting their feelings or just pushing those negative feelings away, but it's by it is feeling towards healing. It is about facing those things that scare us by taking responsibility, and by stepping into our power. And together in this membership, we motivate and we inspire and we lift each other up. And you can share your wins, you can share your difficulties, but we are there to embrace you with that unconditional love, because I see you, and I see and I know that you deserve healing, and that you have a beautiful, beautiful essence, a beautiful heart that needs to start shining and attracting all of those desires that you have, because you deserve it.